Hello everyone and welcome back to the Collegiate Star League Vainglory season. We've got ourselves a great matchup lined up about to happen. We have all the players in, so there are no forfeits this time around, thankfully. But this is week 3 action that we are about to get underway. If you are new for the Collegiate Star League, this is a league comprised of college esports teams. This is the first season that there has been a Vainglory League being run, but CSL has been running for multiple years now across other esports titles. But for each of these teams, it is their first time having an esports team at these colleges and their first time competing, representing their college. So what happened is there was 10 teams, 10 colleges that have been split up into 2 different divisions. Each team will compete over a series of weeks to play each other team once per season, with a bye week in there as well. So it's there's a lot of experience to be gained by these players and a lot of matchups to eventually crown a champion of the collegiate Vainglory scene. So without much further ado, we're going to jump on into our first matchup of this series. It is a best of 3 format, and this one is against between 2 teams that are currently unbeaten. This is week number 3, and they are both 2-0 thus far. It is going to be on the blue team to start things off, American River College, going by the team name Liberation X. For those of you who have been in the Vainglory scene for this past year or so, their Liberation X may sound familiar, and that's because, well, this is a team that has been around the block, and even going so far back to the last year's Autumn Championships. Liberation X was actually the team that won the North American Autumn Championships, and they've got 3 members of that roster here in college at the same school together. It is Status Baked, Joker, and E36. They are going to be taking on Seattle Pacific University for the Vane. It's a team comprised of I Am King, Sophie 808, and Purple Bunny. And so we're going to let them know in the lobby that we're ready to kick things off. And as soon as they jump into the draft, we'll be following them on in to start off and see which of these 2 unbeaten teams will suffer their first loss of the season. As soon as I mentioned, we're in the lobby. All 6 players are in, so we're ready to go. Just waiting for the players to confirm that they are ready as well. And as soon as that happens, we'll start it off. It's draft mode. So if you've been following any of the competitive Vainglory scene, you already know what the draft mode is. Each team gets 1 ban, and then it's pick for the A side, 2 picks for B side, 2 picks for A side, 1 final pick for B side. As mentioned, it will be American River on the A side with Seattle Pacific on the B side. Here we go. We are getting underway. And it looks like it will be a Kestrel taken off the board as the first ban for the side of American River. It's going to be followed up with a Taka ban going away. And so you're not going to be seeing either of the stealth heroes in the game coming out here in game number 1. But we do have Celeste, the number 1 pick for American River. Celeste is a very strong pick right now. A lot of teams have been putting some huge priority on her. The ability to drop that stun with the core collapse, and then just the late game damage output from a Celeste is really through the roof at the moment. So not surprising at all to see it be a number 1 pick. Black Feather going to be coming out as well, as a hero that has seen a large increase in success over the recent patch, as he has gotten some friendly buffs to help him out on the fold. And Arden is going to be the pickup as very likely the roamer for the side of Seattle Pacific. Going back over to the side of American River. It's the Adagio and the Saw. This is a terrifying composition to come out from that. We've seen this composition actually even in the highest level of competitive play for Vainglory, and it has done incredibly well, including finishing games well under the 15-minute mark. So it's going to be tough for their opponents to come out and deal with it. I mean, the Adagio buffing up a Saw is just really, really strong. It's very likely actually going to be I would expect to see it be the Saw in the jungle with the Celeste in the lane, but you can obviously flex it either way. And it does look like, actually, with Status Baked on the Celeste, Status Baked typically a jungle player. So that's an interesting pickup there for the side of American River. But we are going to go ahead and get ourselves into the fold for game number 1. Here we go. The battle has indeed begun as they make their ways onto the fold. We'll see. It is going to be the Jungle Celeste with a lane Saw. So, not going to be going with what I had predicted and expected to be the case here. Any of that lag you see there, that is purely on the spectating end. The players are not going to be experiencing any of that, so no worries there. However, I am King 808 on this Samuel, going to be up against the Saw. Joker's going to be looking to push in onto this turret as hard as he can on this Saw. That is typically just what ends up happening with the Saw. Of course, he has the Book of Eulogies to provide him with some extra sustain in the lane, getting health back for every minion killed. Down in the jungle, we're not going to have a level 1 fight, as the side of Seattle Pacific did decide to just go immediately up into the lane. As a result, they did sacrifice a little bit of their jungle farm, as those front 2 minions actually went over to the side of American River and Status Baked. So it's a good start for them, not wanting to have that level 1 fight. Sacrificing the front jungle minions, not the biggest worry to have, especially if you know that you didn't want to have that level 1 fight. And against the Celeste Adagio, I can't really say I blame them. There's a lot of damage and healing that can come out of that pair early on. But again, Joker just going to be throwing in as much pressure onto this turret as possible. E36 going to be hanging out in the lane. That's going to draw Purple Bunny up. Nice suppressing fire. I am King going to have to start drinking those potions to stay alive. Is actually out of them now. So this is going to be perhaps an opportunity for the side of American River to try and make a play happen. Unfortunately, they were spotted by that minion as it wandered its way towards the brush, but they don't really seem to care. They just want to put as much damage onto this turret as possible. E36, though, is eating a lot of damage from that turret, and Joker is going to join him in death. 2 early kills picked up by the side of Seattle Pacific. They did get 1 back as well, but not really the cleanest of turret types there from the members of American River. Purple Bunny, though, going to get spotted by that scout trap very, very low. Status Baked looks like maybe thinking about going for this, but instead is going to duck down into the jungle, where they will be meeting Sophie 808. Sophie on this Black Feather, going to be looking to make sure to claim that Treant, but it goes over to Status Baked. So he's going to get a little bit of extra regeneration and, of course, a little bit extra gold that goes with it. However, E36 finding a kill in the lane, going underneath the turret and taking down I Am King. So I Am King going to get to shop the hard way, as he does pick up a couple of crystal bits. And some tier 2 boots, actually, for the Samuel as well. That's going to help a lot when trying to deal with this suppressing fire. But here's that early pressure I was talking about. Turret destroyed 3.5 minutes in, and another kill. American River finding that one. That's what they were trying to do the first time they pushed in as 3. And that's what they're going to look to do frequently throughout this game. This is a very push, focus, and push-heavy composition, as evidenced by the fact that Joker has minion candies in the inventory just to help with that pressure when they do go in. Status Baked, again, going to be stealing away these backs. So, great start for American River. After they gave up those 2 kills, they really came back strong and actually now have themselves out to almost a 2,000 gold lead here. just 4 minutes into this one. And if they keep this pressure up on the lane, if they just continuously charge down the lane, have Saw clear out those minions as quickly as possible, then roam Celeste on up to join in, like, they're going to be able to start pressuring this tier 2 turret in just a matter of minutes. They could potentially have it down. And the further pushed back you get this early on, the more difficult it can be, because you start to then lose out on your jungle. You don't have as many opportunities to get farmed. That's going to be that minion candy use. Going to make those minions a little bit more durable, do a little bit more damage when these skirmishes start up. You can see Purple Bunny eating a lot. So is I Am King. Joker very low as well, but is going to find a kill. However, the Roadie Run gets a double kill, puts him under turret range. But I think Joker's going to be perfectly fine with a double kill for their efforts. Great play coming out of the Saw. Now has a Sorrow Blade. 5-minute Sorrow Blade is a ridiculous pace to be on. We typically don't see the first items come out until 6.5 minutes, and when it's a Sorrow Blade, sometimes the cheaper items will come out earlier, but that is a very, very solid item pickup for Joker, and it's just going to make this push all the more effective. However, right now they are on the run, as I Am King getting a good amount of damage in with that Drifting Dark. As Samuel does have that higher sustainability while in the Drifting Dark, larger lifesteal, and just the splash damage being dealt from Malice and Verdicts, and a couple other bonuses. But again, American River College, they are looking like the veterans of the Vainglory professional scene that they are, and they are just going to be continuing to push in this lane. Again, minion candies being used by Joker to make sure these minions are as effective as possible. Sophie 808 going to be trying to fight out E36. Joker's trying to get involved, though. Solar Storm going to come through. Doesn't quite connect for the kill. However, these minions underneath the turret is going to mean there's going to be damage going down onto the turret. Another wave coming in. We'll see how long they decide to push this. That turret still targeting members of American River, but now once that target clears, they immediately jump back onto that turret, take it down. 6.5 minutes, and they have 2 turrets destroyed. This is an incredible pace that they are currently putting on at the moment. And now, for those of you who are watching may not be familiar with this sort of push comp, and you may be thinking, well, this just seems overpowered. Like, how can you contend with having your turrets pushed in 6 minutes in? This composition was actually incredibly heavily used. It was actually traded out the Celeste for a roamer, and the Adagio was actually a carry during the time when this was most popular. But there's typically things like a Finn was used very frequently for extra tankiness on the turret. Nice Gauntlet going to come out from Purple Bunny, but unfortunately it doesn't really lock anyone up, as Joker was nowhere really close to that fight anyway. Solar Storm going to come through, suppressing fire for the slow, and it is a double kill for Status Fake. Fountain of Renewal going to get used, and there is nowhere to run for I Am King. That's going to be a 3rd kill and an ace. Going over to American River with these minions already pushed up, they're going to be able to take down this tier 3 turret just not even 8 minutes into the game, and a tier 3 turret has fallen. American River is absolutely on fire here. We'll see what they can do. Core Collapse is going to stun 1. Helios coming down, doing a lot of damage. Over 300 from the Helios. That's not even Supernova's. 408 on the Supernova to I Am King. And the first Crystal turret is destroyed while all that's going on. I mean, Status Baked is just completely zoning Seattle Pacific away from these fights, and that's just allowing Joker to get all the pressure onto the turrets that he wants, taking another one down. There's only 1 turret left, and we're only 8 minutes into this game. American River just really taking this composition and making it work to perfection. I mean, this is what this composition is designed for. It is literally a composition that is designed to push the turrets as quickly as possible and try and end the game as early as they can. You see Breaking Point now completed for Joker as well. I mean, the CS numbers are starting to get a little out of hand, as you got 95 to 54 in the lane, 62 to 29 in the jungle. It has just been all American River, really from the onset of this one. They get themselves an immense gold payout, 300 gold going over to each member of American River. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they haven't just gone and grabbed early infusions here, but they are going to be finding another fight. Gauntlet is going to keep Joker out a little bit. Status Bake getting taken down very low. Solar Storm does come out, though, and Status Bake somehow, some way, is still alive on the backside of this fight. The healing from E36 doing enough to keep that Celeste up and running, but how much are they going to be able to get off that? Yes, they got 2 kills, but the death timers are so short that they're not really going to be able to get even onto these turrets before the respawns come through. We'll see how hard Joker wants to push this. He's taking a lot of damage. Purple Bunny is getting onto him, into his face. He's going to take 1 down, but will fall. It is traded 1 for 1. E36 hanging out here is going to be trying to answer another kill, but it is going to be a double kill and a shutdown going over to the side of Seattle Pacific. A lot of gold on those shutdowns as a shutdown scale with the gold lead that your opponent has. So that was a good chunk of gold going over to Sophie 808 there. As you can see, now sitting on just about 2,000 gold after that double kill, but it is still looking very, very dire for the members of Seattle Pacific. As Status Baked, while all that was going on, Status Baked was just sitting in the jungle, clearing it out, getting more gold for himself, cleared out their own jungle, cleared out the enemy jungle, and with both minion mines captured, you gotta feel like American River, they're gonna be able to just look to try and find another fight. And as long as they fight as all 3, if they don't just be completely split up like they were the last time, they should be fine. Here we go. They're gonna start it off. Burst of Judgment gonna come out. It only really hits Purple Bunny, but it's all it really needs to hit because they've got another kill already. Joker gonna use the roadie run just to close the distance. Very smart play there, actually, coming out of the saw. And the Helios Solar Storm gonna find the ace. Minions in the base. That is going to be game. As game number 1 is gonna go to American River in very quick, very dominant fashion. Just 11 minutes into this game, and they find themselves a victory. So congratulations to them. That is game number 1 of the best of 3 series, going to American River College. To take a look at the scoreboard here, you can see the builds. Again, it just kind of, the lead that they had, very much evident just on the build. You look at the laner, you have 3 completed tier 3 items to only the 1 completed tier 3 item for I Am King. Even in the jungle, you've got 2 tier 3s to the 2. Actually, Sophie did manage to get 2 tier 3s, and the shutdown gold will do that for you. But then the roamers, you've got the Fountain, the Storm Crown, and the War Treads for E36. Purple Bunny only able to finish off the Fountain. So unfortunately for the members of Seattle Pacific, just not able to deal with that aggressive push comp. We're going to take a very brief break here at the CSL Vainglory. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 2 of this series.
Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
All right, welcome back to the Collegiate Star League Vainglory Week 3 action. We are in the middle of a series between American River College and Seattle Pacific. We have swapped the team sides, and we are going to be getting right back into this one for game number 2. American River played the push comp, won the early game, and were able to take down a victory in just about 11 minutes in game number 1. And so we'll see if they can have similar luck in game number 2, or if Seattle Pacific are going to be able to quell that early game fire and take it to a third game in the series. And as soon as we get word that all the players are ready to go, give them a little bit of time between games to talk strategy, recollect themselves, cool off after a intense matchup, and we'll see what they decide to do going into game number 2. We are into the draft though, so without any further ado, let's jump right on in and see what the picks and bans are going to be. It is going to be Seattle Pacific taking the Saw away. I feel like that's a pretty smart choice after how dominant Joker was with that pick in game number 1. So we'll see what the other picks are. Looks like the Ozo pick. Now, while this does seem like a throwaway ban, it is a throwaway ban. I don't want to, try and say, oh yeah, Ozo is a really top competitive pick right now. It is a throwaway ban, but there is reason for it. With the number of priority picks, the number of top picks in the game, by throwing away a ban here, the members of American River are saying, okay, you could have one of those power picks. You can have the Kestrel. Now we're going to get 2. So it is actually strategically banned away. And we'll see what they decide to go with. Or they're just going to have some fun with it and take themselves a Jewel as the first pick. Okay, American River, I see what you're doing. I see you. I see you. They're going to be having some fun. The Jewel, don't sleep on Jewel. As much as we don't see Jewel in competitive in the Evil 8, there's going to be that Celeste coming through. You had to know that they were going to take either the Kestrel or the Celeste. Like, there was no way that they were going to let both of those go through. So that's what that ban, though, going back to the Ozo ban, that's what it does. It allows them to have the option, yes, you're going to give over Kestrel, but you're getting Celeste. If they had banned Kestrel or Celeste, the other one goes over to the side of Seattle Pacific, and they aren't able to take one themselves. But it'll be interesting to see if this is going to be a weapon or a crystal jewel. We'll have to wait a moment to find out, as we are going to be loading onto the fold for game number 2 of this matchup. And the rest of the draft was Lyra Blackfeather. Sophie, again, going to be on that Blackfeather. And for the side of American River, they have a Catherine as their final pick. Excuse me. Well, they do have a Celeste, too. I'm not wrong. But they are going to be making their way out onto the fold now. And we'll see, can Seattle Pacific have a better showing here in game number 2? Looking down at the jungle, it is at least a weapon blade to start for Status Baked. With a Celeste, I would expect it to actually be a full-on weapon jewel. And like I said, don't sleep on Jewel right now. I personally really love playing Jewel. She's an incredibly fun hero to play, and if you do get rolling early, which clearly American River were able to do in game number 1, then Jewel can be an absolute menace to deal with. They're going to be throwing out that flare, seeing where each other are. Both teams spotted here. But it looks like, again, American River just going to take advantage of the fact that Seattle Pacific does not want to fight at the level 1 and go ahead and get a little bit better of a jungle start. However, up in the lane, I Am King going to try and make a move on to Joker. Just throw out some harassing glimmer shots. I actually like that move, using the active camo to switch brushes there, making it so Joker doesn't know if the Kestrel was still hanging out. Had to use a little bit of energy on checking that brush before the rest of the team got there. So now they are going to be going aggressive, merciless pursuit onto Sophie, but that's going to be all that goes out onto Sophie, as they are able to get underneath the turret to safety. So for now, going to be seeing actually I Am King, unfortunately, getting chased down and jumped on There's your first kill of the game, and it does belong to Jewel. As members of Seattle Pacific, I actually did notice they swapped the positions. Sophie is in the lane on this Black Feather. It's a little bit slow going for Black Feather, especially early on. You're really relying on that Book of Eulogies in order to stay healthy in the lane. Takes quite a bit before it really gets to a point where Black Feather can farm comfortably and not have to just play incredibly defensively for the majority of the game. So that's going to be a bit of a roadblock here for Sophie. Here comes the members of American River College. They are looking now for Purple Bunny. Double stun into a Helio. And that is another kill on the board for American River. Liberation X, the team name for the American River College. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, this is a team that these guys have been playing together for a very, very long time. Even outside of the collegiate scene, they've been actually played together in the professional scene for Vainglory for a bit. So they are the odds-on favorites to win. Really, I would say the league personally, just from looking at the teams on paper. Of course, you never know. Upsets do happen. Or one of these other colleges could just have a team that is actually just, really highly talented players that we just haven't heard of in the competitive side of things yet. So you never know what's going to happen. You always got to play the games out and see. But with another strong start for American River, getting themselves out to a little over 1,000 gold lead here in the first 3.5 minutes. They're obviously going to be looking to continue to increase that lead and try and make this another quick game for themselves. Status Baked going to be chasing I Am King. That's a lot of damage already on those Thunder Strikes. And there isn't even a completed Tier 3 item for Status Baked. So once these items do start coming out, there's going to be a jump in. Purple Bunny just getting melted. All three members of American River College getting involved in that kill. And now they're going to just look to start putting pressure onto this turret. The recall coming through there for the members of Seattle Pacific, except Sophie, who stayed around and is going to be regretting that decision. Another kill going over. And now Joker going to start working on getting damage onto this turret. E36 is very low, so he's going to be a little bit careful for now. But Joker gets that turret down to about half health. Will take a good chunk of damage from those glimmer shots from I Am King. It is a Crystal Kestrel, so those active camo timers going to be increased. The glimmer shots have that burst AoE damage on them, as opposed to having to hit just a single target. So you could see some threat coming out of I Am King a little bit later on. Especially, my favorite part of the Crystal Kestrel is just the duration of that active camo. You can see able to sneak in there by Status Baked. He spotted that one out and now is going to be chasing down. Joker is back here as well, as they were clearing out the entirety of the jungle. Joker rotating down and taking the American River jungle. Meanwhile, Status Baked was taking the Seattle Pacific jungle, just denying them gold all across the map, making things very, very difficult for their opponents. So we get further into this one now. That lead has already swelled and expanded up to 4,000 gold. In just 2 minutes, they have gained 3,000 gold over their opponents, and well, that number is just going to continue to increase. Status Baked doing an absurd amount of damage now with that Sorrow Blade completed. While back on the lane, Purple Bunny doing what they can to try and defend this turret from the constant pressure Joker is putting out. Joker, low on energy, is going to have to recall back to base. We'll get that Broken Myth. 6-minute Broken Myth. Status Baked going to be jumping in. Doesn't quite land on the Purple Bunny, though. So Purple Bunny will be able to get it away. I mean, not only is there a large gold lead for the members of American River College, there's also a large level lead. As Status Baked, level 7, where the highest level on Seattle Pacific is level 5. Down in the jungle, they're going to be finding a fight. Some nice glimmer shots onto Status Baked, but not enough to really put any threat onto him. Lyra tried to put down the sigil, but unfortunately couldn't get to it in time before going down. Meanwhile, back in the lane, Joker found a solo kill as well. This wave of minions should be enough to take this turret down, As I Am King, you're not going to want to be there. The Merciless Pursuit flare spot I Am King and still hit that stun. Nice job at E36 to find the Kestrel there. Vision is going to be pretty important for American River to make sure that they can spot that Kestrel. But when she has no energy, you don't have to worry about an active camo. Status Baked not quite able to pick up that kill, though, as the last Lightning Strike did not connect. But they are just continuing to keep this pressure on. 9 kills to 0, working on a perfect game at the moment for the side of American River. We'll see if they can keep that up as they rotate down. Jungle is going to be very close to full on the Gold Miner, and we'll see if they do decide to put any emphasis on this objective for the side of American River. They don't really need it, and so I don't think they're really going to worry about it too much. Instead, just looking to find more opportunities in the lane. However, down in the jungle, Status Baked not going to be finding I Am King with the Rocket Leap, but will eventually chase him down. Nice active camo, gets the stun, but I Am King is way too low, and another Thunder Strike will finish him off. Status Baked taking care of the 10th kill for American River College, and now Sophie, trying to go in on the Joker, will avoid the core collapse and the Solar Storm to stay alive, at least for now. But here comes Status Baked, doesn't mind diving under the turret, finds 1 kill. Big red button being used for the second, and that is a ridiculous indeed, as they are going to be able to take down this turret now. 2 turrets destroyed, 8.5 minutes. A little bit of a slower pace, but then again, they don't have a saw. And so anytime you're not running a push saw, you're going to be running at a little bit of a slower pace. But it is still just as dominant, if not even more so, here from American River College in game number 2. As we do approach the 9th minute of the game, looks like maybe now, nope, E36 not going to start up the Gold Mine. Gold Mine is at a full payout, but it's just going to be hanging out for now. Those flares and scout traps that E36 has been putting down, doing a great job of finding I Am King, trying to make these plays around. There's going to be the Rocket Leap forward. Doesn't get a stun, but it gets Status Baked in the thick of things. That's enough for a kill. Portals out from the Lyra. That's going to leave Sophie pretty much on their own, and that is a double kill for Status Baked on this weapon. Jewel has a Tyrant's Monocle as well. The Thunder Strikes, of course, can crit, so it just makes that damage absolutely insane. And, well, I mean, you're seeing just how strong that damage is. Another kill onto Purple Bunny. As now I Am King going to be the target. Will be able to get to the Sanctuary to heal up, but unfortunately there is no such option for the turret as it is going to fall. I Am King, oh, gets stunned. Big red button comes out to steal the kill away from Joker. And it's another double kill for Status Baked. 12-0-3 thus far in 10 minutes. That's not for a team. That is for an individual player. He has got more than 1 kill a minute, as it has just been complete and utter dominance by American River College here in this best of 3. Again, both teams came into this series undefeated, and it is looking more and more like American River will be the lone team to leave this series undefeated, as they have got a commanding lead on this one. The gold lead is well into the double digits of thousands, and I mean, it's just, there's not really a whole lot you can do to come back from this point without your opponents really almost giving you the game. So for American River College, they just got to keep playing their game and get themselves eventually pushed in. That's another kill. I mean, I Am King just lost half of their health off of the Solar Storm coming through. It was the only thing that hit, and it was over half of the Kestrel's health just gone in an instant. Again, there's not much you can do about it. There's not really any recourse for this other than if the members of American River College make a large mistake. And they are going to be pushing in to the base. Again, good damage onto I Am King, but Sophie is the one on the front lines and is the one going down. Purple Bunny in trouble, so is I Am King. Neither of them going to fall just yet, but with minions in to strip away those berries, look at the damage on these turrets. It is absolutely insane. Their health is low, but they're going to look for these kills if they can find the kill into Purple Bunny. No, a little too close to the Sanctuary, If they had gotten in there, gotten that, it would have been the ace. They could have regened and stuck around for another fight, but instead, a little bit low, especially Joker on that Celeste, so they are going to recall and get themselves their health, get some more items finished off, and then make another push. As Status Baked, curious to see if it is going to be the Tornado trigger, because he does have that attack speed along with the crit. It's just going to be upgrading the attack speed for now, not actually able to finish off whatever item they are looking to complete. I would have to assume it's going to be a Tornado trigger, though, because that's really the only thing that has crit and attack speed on it, which is what is being built thus far. E36 going in, just getting a stack on the heroic perk, waiting for teammates to show up. Status Baked ready to jump over the wall. There we go. On in with the stun from the Catherine is going to equal another kill. Solar Storm just going to clip I Am King. Not really doing a lot of damage, but again, minions into the base, minions under the turret. Sophie going to get stunned, double stunned, and a 20-second kill in the game. Joker is going to find the third. That's an ace. The turret is down. The crystal is falling shortly after. And American River College, just absolutely dominant performance. Purple Bunny going to come out and just kind of give another kill. Over 24 kills in 13 minutes as American River College find another victory and take the series 2-0. Congratulations to them. They remain undefeated in the regular season of the Collegiate Star League Vainglory season. And, I mean, they looked absolutely unbeatable on that performance. Really, really strong, as we are going to be getting ourselves back into the post-game wrap-up. I mean, not really much to talk about. It was two very strong, very dominant performances, and they take the victory. They improve themselves on those standings that you can see on your screen to that, again, continuing their undefeated streak. And, well, that's going to do it for us here at the Collegiate Star League. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Band, of course, being a primary sponsor of the Collegiate Star League, helping to make everything happen, and Twitch.tv as well, as they are allowing us to broadcast the Collegiate Star League and have helped out the Collegiate Star League over the years. It would not be what the league is today if not for the help and support from Twitch.tv. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again next week, as we will have more Collegiate Vainglory action. You can also head over to cstarleague.com, excuse me, where you can check out the other collegiate game leagues that are currently going on. They are running I don't think there's Overwatch this semester, but they are planning on Overwatch. There's StarCraft 2, Dota 2, CSGO, League of Legends, a bunch of other collegiate leagues happening concurrently throughout the week on both this channel and the other Collegiate Star League channel, which is just C-Star League. And so make sure you check it out, give a follow, subscribe if you'd like to help support the collegiate esports scene. Until next week, that's going to do it for the Vainglory action. Hope to see you again.
Only $14.99.
Don't miss the call. Download Band. Communication made easy.